Building a StoryBrand 2.0. Clarify your message so customers will listen. By Donald Miller. Summary. Introduction. Building a StoryBrand 2.0. Donald Miller's updated framework for business communication addresses what he identifies as the primary reason many businesses struggle to connect with customers: a failure to communicate clearly about how their products and services solve customer problems. Miller argues that most business messaging focuses excessively on company history, technical features, and abstract values, while failing to articulate how they help customers survive and thrive. Drawing on principles from narrative theory and cognitive psychology, Miller presents a revolutionary approach that positions the customer, not the brand, as the hero of the story, with the business serving as the guide who helps the hero overcome challenges and achieve success. The book contends that human brains are naturally wired to follow and remember stories, and that businesses that align their messaging with fundamental storytelling structures create immediate clarity that drives customer engagement and purchasing decisions. Miller's framework is designed to eliminate confusion from marketing messages across all channels, from websites and brochures to sales presentations and social media content. By providing a clear, repeatable process for clarifying brand messaging, Building a StoryBrand 2.0 offers businesses of all sizes a practical methodology for creating more effective marketing communications that resonate with customers and drive business growth. Overview of the book. The core of Miller's work is the 7-part StoryBrand framework, SB7 framework, which adapts classical story structure to create compelling marketing narratives. This framework casts the customer as the hero who has a problem, meets a guide, the business, who provides a plan, calls them to action, helping them avoid failure and achieve success. Throughout the book, Miller examines each component of this framework in detail, providing examples, exercises, and implementation strategies. The book balances theoretical understanding with practical application, offering specific guidance for creating brand scripts that distill a company's messaging into clear, customer-focused language. Miller addresses how to implement the framework across various marketing channels, from website design and email campaigns to sales collateral and social media content. The updated version includes expanded guidance on digital marketing implementation, customer relationship automation, and the integration of StoryBrand principles with other business systems. Throughout the work, Miller emphasizes that clarity is the most important characteristic of effective marketing, arguing that when businesses eliminate confusion from their messaging, they reduce the cognitive load on potential customers, making it easier for them to engage and ultimately purchase. The book provides numerous case studies and examples from businesses of various sizes and industries that have successfully implemented the StoryBrand framework, demonstrating its versatility and effectiveness across different contexts. Key concepts in building a StoryBrand 2.0. The customer as hero, brand as guide. One of the most transformative concepts in Miller's framework is the repositioning of the customer, not the brand, as the hero of the story. Miller argues that most businesses mistakenly cast themselves as the hero in their marketing narratives, focusing on their journey, achievements, and capabilities. This approach fails because customers are not looking for another hero. They're looking for a guide who can help them succeed in their own story. Miller explains that in classical story structure, heroes face problems they cannot solve alone and seek guides who have the wisdom and resources to help them overcome these challenges. By positioning the brand as a guide rather than hero, businesses align with this fundamental narrative pattern, creating immediate resonance with customers who subconsciously understand their role in the story. This positioning requires a significant shift in messaging, moving away from self-congratulatory language about company history, values, and accomplishments toward empathetic recognition of customer challenges and clear articulation of how the business can help address these challenges. Miller provides specific guidance on adopting appropriate guide characteristics, including demonstrating empathy for customer problems and establishing authority through testimonials, statistics, awards, and credentials. Throughout this discussion, Miller emphasizes that the guide positioning is not about diminishing the brand's importance, but rather about understanding its proper role in the customer's journey. The SB7 framework. 7 elements of clear messaging. The centerpiece of Miller's methodology is the SB7 framework, a seven-part structure for creating clear, compelling marketing messages. This framework follows the natural flow of storytelling, beginning with a character, the customer, who has a problem, meets a guide, the business, who provides a plan and calls them to action, helping them avoid failure and achieve success. Miller examines each component in detail, providing templates, examples, and implementation guidance. For the character element, he emphasizes the importance of identifying specific customer desires and aspirations, what they want to become or achieve. The problem element addresses not just external challenges, but also internal frustrations, philosophical questions, and status implications that motivate customer decisions. In the guide section, Miller explains how businesses should demonstrate both empathy, understanding of customer pain, and authority, capability to address the problem. The plan component simplifies the customer's path forward, reducing perceived risk and complexity. The call to action element creates clear invitations to engage, while the stakes section articulates both the negative outcomes customers can avoid and the positive results they can achieve by using the product or service. Throughout this discussion, Miller emphasizes that each element must work together to create a coherent narrative that guides customers naturally toward engagement and purchase. The problem element: 3 levels of customer problems. Miller significantly expands the traditional understanding of customer problems, arguing that effective messaging must address problems at 3 distinct levels: external, internal, and philosophical. External problems are the obvious, tangible challenges that products or services address: a leaky roof, insufficient sales, or inefficient processes. Internal problems are the emotional frustrations these external problems create: feelings of incompetence, stress, or confusion. Philosophical problems relate to the larger questions of meaning, purpose, or fairness, the sense that something should or shouldn't be a certain way. Miller argues that while most marketing focuses exclusively on external problems, the internal problems actually drive most purchasing decisions, and the philosophical problems create the deepest resonance. For example, a financial planning service might address the external problem of disorganized finances, the internal problem of anxiety about the future, and the philosophical problem that hardworking people should enjoy financial security. Miller provides frameworks for identifying and articulating problems at each level and demonstrates how weaving all 3 levels into marketing messaging creates deeper connection with customers. He emphasizes that businesses that address only external problems commoditize their offerings, while those that engage internal and philosophical dimensions create meaningful differentiation that transcends features and price. The concept of message clarity and cognitive load. A fundamental principle throughout Miller's work is that clarity, not creativity, persuasion, or volume, is the most important characteristic of effective marketing. He introduces the concept of cognitive load, the mental effort required to process information, as a critical factor in marketing effectiveness. Miller argues that when businesses communicate confusing or overly complex messages, they impose a significant cognitive burden on potential customers, who then naturally disengage to conserve mental energy. This insight explains why many ostensibly creative or feature-rich marketing campaigns fail to drive customer action. They simply require too much mental effort to process. Miller provides specific techniques for reducing cognitive load in marketing materials, including eliminating jargon, reducing the number of messages, creating clear visual hierarchies, and using simple language that a middle school student could understand. He emphasizes the cocktail party rule. If someone at a cocktail party asked what your business does, and you couldn't answer in a single, clear sentence, you're losing customers. Throughout this discussion, Miller challenges businesses to sacrifice complexity for clarity, arguing that the companies that communicate most simply are often those that grow most rapidly. He provides numerous examples of brands that have dramatically improved results by simplifying their messaging rather than adding more information or creative elements. The brand script, translating story elements into marketing language. Miller introduces the brand script as the practical tool for implementing the SB7 framework in real-world marketing contexts. The brand script is a standardized document that distills a company's messaging into clear, concise language organized according to the 7 story elements. Miller provides detailed guidance for creating effective brand scripts, including specific questions to address for each framework component, examples of effective and ineffective language, and processes for refining messaging over time. He emphasizes that the brand script should serve as the central reference point for all marketing efforts, ensuring consistency across channels and preventing the message confusion that occurs when different aspects of marketing operate independently. The book includes specific templates for creating brand scripts at both the company and product/service levels, recognizing that businesses with multiple offerings may need separate narratives for different customer segments or solutions. Miller provides guidance on conducting effective brand script development sessions, involving the right stakeholders, resolving competing messaging priorities, and ensuring adoption across the organization. He emphasizes that while creating the initial brand script requires significant effort, it dramatically simplifies subsequent marketing decisions by establishing clear parameters for what should and should not be communicated. Throughout this discussion, Miller provides numerous examples of completed brand scripts from diverse industries, demonstrating the framework's versatility and practical application. Implementing the framework through marketing channels. Beyond developing the core StoryBrand narrative, Miller provides extensive guidance on implementing the framework across various marketing channels. He outlines detailed approaches for website design, email marketing, sales collateral, social media content, and direct customer interactions. For websites, Miller presents a specific wireframe structure that aligns with the SB7 framework, guiding visitors through a clear narrative from problem recognition to call to action. This includes specific guidance on header messaging, hero section design, value proposition positioning, and conversion element placement. For email marketing, he provides templates for welcome sequences, nurture campaigns, and sales messages that maintain narrative consistency while building customer engagement over time. Miller addresses specific considerations for various social media platforms, recognizing their different formats and audience expectations while maintaining message consistency across channels. For sales collateral and presentations, he outlines structures that maintain the customer as hero orientation while providing sales teams with clear, repeatable narratives. Throughout this section, Miller emphasizes that while implementation details vary by channel, the core narrative structure remains consistent, creating a unified brand experience that reinforces key messages across every customer touchpoint. Creating a lead-generating PDF or one-liner. Miller introduces 2 specific tools that businesses can create immediately to implement the StoryBrand framework. The first is a lead-generating PDF, a free resource that addresses a specific customer problem while demonstrating the business's expertise. Miller provides a structured approach to creating these resources, including identifying appropriate topics, developing customer-focused content, and designing effective delivery mechanisms. He emphasizes that these resources should deliver genuine value while subtly positioning the business as the logical guide for addressing related challenges. The second tool is the one-liner, a single sentence that clearly articulates what the business does, who it helps, and what results it creates. Miller presents a specific formula for developing effective one-liners and demonstrates how they can be used in various contexts, from casual conversations to formal presentations. He emphasizes that a well-crafted one-liner serves as a verbal business card that instantly clarifies the business's value proposition and triggers interest from potential customers. Throughout this discussion, Miller provides numerous examples of effective lead generators and one-liners from various industries, demonstrating their versatility and immediate practical application. He argues that businesses can begin implementing the StoryBrand framework with these simple tools, generating immediate results while gradually developing more comprehensive applications of the methodology. The StoryBrand Marketing Roadmap. Miller introduces the StoryBrand Marketing Roadmap as a comprehensive implementation plan for businesses adopting the framework. This 5-stage process begins with creating a brand script, then developing a lead-generating PDF, creating or redesigning the company website according to StoryBrand principles, implementing an email marketing campaign, and finally collecting and leveraging testimonials. For each stage, Miller provides detailed guidance, including specific action steps, common pitfalls, and success indicators. He emphasizes that while the roadmap presents a logical sequence, businesses can implement elements in parallel or in different orders based on their specific needs and resources. Miller addresses considerations for businesses of different sizes and maturity levels, recognizing that implementation approaches may vary between startups, growing businesses, and established enterprises. Throughout this discussion, Miller emphasizes the importance of measuring results at each stage, using data to refine messaging and implementation strategies over time. He provides specific metrics for evaluating the effectiveness of StoryBrand implementation, including website conversion rates, email engagement statistics, and direct customer feedback. The roadmap serves as a practical blueprint for businesses seeking to implement the StoryBrand framework systematically rather than piecemeal, ensuring that all marketing elements work together to create a cohesive customer experience. The automated email nurture campaign. In the updated edition, Miller significantly expands his guidance on email marketing, introducing a comprehensive framework for creating automated nurture campaigns that gradually build customer relationships. He outlines a specific sequence of emails designed to engage potential customers over time, moving them naturally from initial awareness through consideration to purchase decision. This sequence begins with welcome emails that establish the relationship and reinforce the customer's decision to engage, then transitions to value demonstration emails that provide useful information while subtly positioning the business as an authority. These are followed by problem agitation emails that heighten awareness of the challenges the customer faces, solution presentation emails that introduce the business's offerings in the context of these challenges, and finally direct invitation emails that present specific calls to action. For each email type, Miller provides templates, examples, and specific guidance on tone, length, and content balance. He addresses technical considerations for implementation, including automation platform selection, timing parameters, and segmentation strategies. Throughout this discussion, Miller emphasizes that effective email marketing maintains narrative consistency with other marketing channels while respecting the unique characteristics of email as a more personal, direct communication medium. He argues that well-designed nurture campaigns create a sense of relationship and trust that significantly increases conversion rates compared to sporadic or purely promotional email approaches. Building effective sales presentations. Miller applies the StoryBrand framework to sales presentations, arguing that the same narrative principles that drive effective marketing also create compelling sales interactions. He presents a specific presentation structure that follows the SB7 framework, beginning with clear articulation of customer challenges rather than company history or capabilities. This structure positions the sales representative as a guide who understands customer problems and has the expertise to address them, presents a clear plan for implementation, addresses potential objections as part of the narrative, and concludes with specific calls to action. Miller provides detailed guidance for developing presentation materials that support this structure, including slide design principles, effective visual elements, and appropriate use of data and testimonials. He addresses how to modify presentations for different contexts, from formal proposals to informal conversations, while maintaining narrative consistency. Throughout this discussion, Miller emphasizes that effective sales presentations maintain a customer as hero orientation rather than focusing on the selling organization, creating natural resonance with potential buyers who are primarily concerned with their own challenges and aspirations. He argues that sales teams that adopt the StoryBrand framework typically experience not only higher conversion rates, but also shorter sales cycles and improved customer satisfaction, as the approach naturally aligns the selling process with customer priorities and decision-making patterns. The StoryBrand organizational strategy. Beyond marketing applications, Miller addresses how the StoryBrand framework can transform internal organizational dynamics and culture. He argues that the same narrative clarity that engages customers also aligns employees, partners, and stakeholders around a common purpose and direction. Miller presents approaches for using the framework in mission and vision development, employee onboarding, team communication, and organizational change initiatives. He emphasizes that when organizations clarify their larger narrative, including the problems they solve, the value they create, and the transformation they enable, they naturally increase employee engagement and operational alignment. Miller provides specific guidance for leadership communication using StoryBrand principles, including town hall presentations, internal newsletters, and one-on-one discussions. He addresses how to manage competing narratives within organizations, resolve message fragmentation across departments, and create consistent understanding of organizational priorities. Throughout this discussion, Miller emphasizes that narrative clarity serves as a powerful leadership tool, simplifying complex organizational dynamics and creating shared purpose that transcends functional boundaries. He argues that organizations that implement StoryBrand principles internally typically experience improved execution, reduced internal friction, and greater adaptability to changing market conditions, as all stakeholders share a common understanding of the organization's purpose and direction. Measuring StoryBrand implementation success. Miller emphasizes the importance of measuring results throughout the StoryBrand implementation process, providing specific metrics and evaluation frameworks for each element of the methodology. For websites, he recommends tracking not just traffic, but conversion rates, bounce rates, time on page, and specific engagement with calls to action. For email campaigns, measurements include open rates, click-through rates, forward rates, and ultimate conversion to sales or other desired actions. Miller introduces the concept of message testing, systematically evaluating different articulations of the same core narrative to identify the most effective language and presentation. He provides specific approaches for gathering customer feedback, analyzing engagement metrics, and iteratively refining messaging based on performance data. Miller emphasizes that measurement should focus not only on immediate response metrics, but also on longer-term indicators like customer retention, word-of-mouth referrals, and lifetime value. He argues that effective StoryBrand implementation typically produces measurable improvements across all these dimensions, as clear messaging attracts better qualified prospects who understand the value proposition and are more likely to become loyal, long-term customers. Throughout this discussion, Miller addresses how businesses with different resources and technical capabilities can implement appropriate measurement systems, from sophisticated analytics platforms to simpler, manual tracking approaches that still provide actionable insights for messaging refinement. The evolution from StoryBrand 1.0 to 2.0. In this updated edition, Miller addresses how the StoryBrand framework has evolved based on implementation experience across thousands of businesses and changing market conditions. He identifies several key enhancements in the 2.0 version, including more sophisticated approaches to digital marketing integration, expanded guidance on customer relationship automation, and deeper connections to other business systems like sales processes and customer experience design. Miller highlights how technological developments have created new opportunities for implementing narrative-based marketing, particularly through marketing automation platforms, social media algorithms, and video-based content. He addresses how changing consumer behaviors, including shorter attention spans, greater skepticism toward marketing claims, and heightened expectations for personalization, have reinforced the need for extreme clarity in messaging while creating new challenges for implementation. Miller provides specific guidance on adapting the framework for emerging platforms and channels while maintaining the fundamental narrative principles that drive its effectiveness. Throughout this discussion, Miller emphasizes that while implementation tactics continue to evolve, the underlying psychological principles that make the StoryBrand framework effective remain constant, as they are grounded in fundamental patterns of human cognition and decision-making rather than transient marketing trends. Conclusion. Building a StoryBrand 2.0 offers a revolutionary approach to business communication that addresses the fundamental reasons why many marketing efforts fail to connect with customers and drive desired actions. By applying classical storytelling principles to business messaging, Miller provides a clear, repeatable framework for creating marketing communications that resonate deeply with customer needs and motivations. The book's central insight, that customers care primarily about their own story, not the brand's, challenges conventional marketing wisdom while offering a more effective alternative that aligns with how human brains naturally process information. Through the SB7 framework, Miller transforms abstract marketing principles into concrete, implementable steps that businesses of any size can follow to clarify their messaging and improve results across all communication channels. For organizations struggling with message clarity, customer engagement, or conversion rates, building a StoryBrand 2.0 provides both the conceptual understanding and practical tools needed to transform their marketing effectiveness. By positioning customers as heroes, brands as guides, and products or services as means to meaningful transformation, Miller's framework creates marketing narratives that not only capture attention but inspire action, driving business growth while creating more meaningful connections with the customers they serve.